Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. In broad daylight, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. They killing us. They killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. Every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. In broad daylight, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. They killing us. They killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. They
ain't no debate. So the boys be taking notes. Call them up like set the date. You should appreciate. Yeah, my bitch. To our court, yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your time. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. You can't do with the steps, but niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they pray that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole start. You ain't know they coming open wide, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so they
All right, this is Rudy Speaks, man. We got Captain Taiwan.
I'm back by the window, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all full like a lift note, talking out the side of yeah, if I got a million looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we about to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot you off your pulpit, hallelujah. Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beat. Yeah, Ramak with a bin shot you. The best rhymer. Since Potkin, Big Papa, Big Llama, Big Juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No in-bomber, no sweat, not in China. My conglomerate wreck like King Kong. No Asian pun me, no chink in arm. Remain calm through our pain that bring drama. Stay focused on things that bring karma. Took that promise. Make sure you show respect. Pay homage. I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood. Don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I've been one West bred. One West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days when trapping out the apartment. Now one West will put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch, spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I'm with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Biz and fam remain blameless. Now rappers trippy with styles we made famous. First with subs and spikes in any city. Designers start to stack for shit that can't fit me. Had printers on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a picture. So back gets like a degrees in the peacoat, scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. Is UPK not a part, but together I've been one West bred, one West vetted. It's in my heart, one West. When I'm finished, one. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my when I'm finished, one West when I start. I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days when trapping out the apartment. Now we focus on it. What the fuck? I'm a stand up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with style we made famous. Me had printers on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pink. And on a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. Is UPK not a part, but together I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I'm finished, one West.
Hear the hunger in my voice. They used to tell me to speak up. The problem was of what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, dominant with everybody, but they just won't change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt the vibe, I don't want to get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. This is all pain. It's tradition, it ain't faction, there's no action. They ain't pressing, it's still pass. I think massive, no response. That's still tack, y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overdose fanatic. I go, you lose and win like ass man. I'm not first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake. Split the sentence, cause my mind made up, nigga. Begin to end the time. I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my appetite. On the westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rap, his next and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. You get life. Jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof press with a couple bosses after the war just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gone on my way sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this world in my whole life, my whole life. So melodic.
When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find.
Allah Akbar, yeah.
How we looking, Nakia?
Right.
Look like they still trying to set up Rapayala.
Everything to watch too.
Rapayala in the building. What's up, that boy?
While we wait for the general, we're gonna pull back up some of the Lord's music.
With the spirit of the Lord to do his will. I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make up money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come, he don't
don't want to do it the way you would appear. You don't want to chastise him the way you would someone that is on your level. You want to remember that they're a person who is a father figure. Families, when you have to tell your father that he's wrong. Can your father be wrong? Absolutely, your father can be wrong. But you should watch how you tell him that he is wrong. That's what this precept is about. Read it again.
Chapter 5, verse 1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father.
So if he's an elder, you don't want to rebuke him. You want to entreat him like a father. Meaning you want to suffer his loss of men. Talk to him about it because he's a father figure to you. That's how it works with your physical father, and it's how it works with men above you in the Israelite school of UPK. You want to entreat them. You want to give them kindness in their error. In their error, be kind to them because they've been around and suffered things that you haven't seen. They've been through things they've been through yet. And you want to acknowledge that if the time comes that they make a mistake. All right, continue.
And the younger men as brethren.
And the younger men, you want to treat them like brothers. That's how you want to treat them. And the Bible says to rebuke your brother and let not sin come upon him. That's in the Old Testament. So if it's a brother, when he makes a mistake, you don't want to treat him like he's wicked or like he's evil. You want to treat him like your brother is in error, and you want to help him to come out of that error. You want to help him to do a better job, to be a better person, but you don't want to hurt him. You don't want to harm him. You don't want to degrade him or demean him. What you want to do is for him to be a better person so that he can have a better life. And you remember that when you have to correct your brother. Keep going.
Verse 2, the elder women as mothers.
The elder women, if they make a mistake, what are you going to do with them? Treat them like your mother made a mistake. Not that they're here. Acknowledge them through. You want to treat them with a level of honor because of the time. Propped up off of women hating each other, women talking evil about one another, women being happy. It is not so in the Israelite school of UPK. That kind of behavior among women is not allowed in here. And here, women know how to share in here. They learn. Women in here learn how to share. They learn it. They learn how to be kind to other women. They learn how to treat other women the way that they would want to be. They learn that. Israelites, you can't learn that anywhere else. And everywhere else teaches a woman to submit to base desire, to your base instinct. They can be. Good girls know how to share. I pray you understand. Keep going.
With all purity.
With what?
With all purity.
With all purity. You're not trying to be polluted with this world, polluted with the doctrine of this world, of the belief system that turns you into a bad person. You want to be pure in heart, sincere for your desire to do the right thing. Continue.
Verse 3, honor widows that are widows indeed.
Honor widows that are widows indeed. I mean, a woman who has lost her honor because she has been through a terrible thing that most of you will go through. And you want to honor her because she's going through something horrible. Continue.
Verse 4, but if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn study at home.
But if nephews or children at home, let her learn first to show piety at home. You want to teach a woman how to take they're going to learn. Go ahead.
And to requite their parents, for that is good and acceptable before God.
What does it mean to requite your parents to take care of your woman, young brothers? You better find value in a woman that has kindness towards the old people in her life.
That's a few verses beyond the question, sir.
Oh, we good to go. Próximo.
Sir. A sister asked in the comments, mass pleasure.
We should not live in pleasure. I don't know what the hell. What does he mean by that? So you shouldn't eat the kind of food you want to eat. You shouldn't have you should only eat, I guess, stale rice. What does it mean to not live in pleasure? I absolutely know what the precept is, but I need to know, what is the Christian church? How are they breaking that down? You shall not live in pleasure. Should you stand up all day and never sit down? Should you not drive to work, but should you walk to work or drive? So is it pleasurable to drive as opposed to walk? What is that talking about? I'll let her tell me how the Christians are breaking that down. And then I'll come back to it. All right. Now, of course, answer her question.
There's another question in the comments from One West for Kabia. I think you're freezing up a bit, sir.
Can you hear me out?
I can hear you
now. Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you now, sir. Can you hear us?
I hear you perfectly. Am I freezing?
Yeah, you were freezing up a minute ago.
Am I free? I'll try to fix it if it happens again.
Okay. One West for Kabia says, Salaki Alawat, if I could, I don't want to say magic in Luke 20:51 when Simon Peter cut off and Christ. What exactly did he do to heal water, sir?
No problem. This is what happened. When Christ healed the ear, he got the power of the ear to make sure. Why did he do it? Well, let me tell everyone what happened. This is when Jesus Christ was being arrested by the officers of Pharisee, so that they worked their plot to get him murdered for a crime that he did not commit. So when the officers of the Pharisee came to arrest him, Peter pulled out his sword, the same sword that Jesus told them that they had to start carrying. He pulled it out and he cut the ear off of one of the officers, the guards that were attempting to arrest Jesus Christ. When that happened, Jesus Christ picked up the ear and he put it back on the guard and his ear was healed. Jesus Christ used the power that he received from the Most High God to prove that he was the King of Israel and the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings. Why? Because there can't be anyone that says that he fought to not go to his cross and die. Jesus Christ went to his cross and died as he was ordered. And he was not going to allow Peter to in any way stop it. So he put the ear back on so that he could be absolutely innocent in performing his duty. And his duty that day was to be taken and was to die so that the nation of Israel could live again. So it was not magic. How do I know it wasn't magic? What's the difference between magic and what Jesus Christ did when he turned water to wine and when he healed that guard's ear? What's the difference between that and magic? Who knows?
If I may, sir.
It's a real simple thing. Go ahead, Levi.
Can you hear me, other one?
Sir, you're freezing up again, sir.
How about now?
Can you hear us, sir? You're freezing up again.
All right, let me try to fix it, all right?
Count out one, count. They can hear us.
Big up to Isupk, California. Cookout is coming up September 26th to the 29th. Today is actually the last day that you can book your hotel. So make sure you go on Facebook, find that link, and book your hotel. All right. You don't want to wait another day. Today is the last day to book your hotel if you're going to the California Cookout. So make sure you go on Facebook, find the link, and book your hotel. Big up to Isupk, California. Most High in Christ.
Clap it up, Akim. All right, we should be okay now. Okay, that's my question. What's the difference between the work that Jesus Christ did, turning water to wine, walking on water, healing?
Are you gonna say something?
You froze it again, sir. But I'll take a crack at it. I don't want. Magic is really illusion. It's not real.
Give him a hand.
John Christ.
Magic is fake. Magic is not real. There is nothing as magic. Every magician you have ever seen in your life fooled you. It never happened. Everyone gets it. All right, this happened. How about now? Can you still not hear me?
We can hear you now, sir.
All right, let me know if I'm having a problem. Can I move on?
Come on, sir. The sister responded. She said it wasn't a breakdown, more of a ridicule about it being a sin and self-abuse, and that I should ask what the biblical stance on self-gratification.
I got you. Who ridiculed her? Who is she talking about? Have her answer that.
Can I don't want can. Ilazar Ben Yahweh asked Salakia Alawat, can I get a general breakdown on Romans, the 7th chapter, verse 19 through 25?
Of course.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 19. For the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do.
Yeah, this is the struggle that is in many men. This struggle. This is the struggle between the light and the dark. The struggle between doing the right thing and doing what's wrong. If you truly have faith, then you will win this struggle. But you have to fight it. Paul said that which I would not want to do, and the thing that he wants to do, he's not doing. Reading that should be around somewhere.
So verse 23. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind.
You understand? I see the law in my members warring against the law in my body. His body is telling him he must smoke. He has to smoke. His body is telling him that he must have sex with this heathen woman, that he must have sex with this woman that's another man's woman. Your body is demanding it. Your body is saying you don't have a choice. It's the law. Your body tells you you're born having sex with his male cousin since he was 9 years old. Your body will tell you that you don't have a choice. A lot of you women out there, you're lesbian for one reason and one reason only. Who knows the reason? Your weight. Because you little you thought that meant you were a lesbian because you were your girls that you went to with or grade school with, you think you're attractive. And so because you're heavy, you're a chubby little girl, you thought that simply because you're heavy. You think that means you were born a lesbian. No, you're not. That's the war in you.
Kind out of one kind. Bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members.
Can you hear me out?
I can hear you now, sir. You froze for a second.
I don't know what to do here. I might have to start over in one more second. If it happens another time, I'll start over. Read it from the top.
Kind of one kind. From the top of that 23rd verse.
Kind.
But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind.
What's the law of his mind? The law of his mind is what he knows is right and wrong. That's the law in your mind. It's in your brain. So you know right from wrong, but they fight each other. Now you have to decide, who do you want to win? Your
Salakia, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members.
And now it brings you into captivity to the law of sin, which is your body, brings you into bondage, into the sin that's in your body. So now you're in terror every day because you're doing the wrong thing. Oh, wretched man that I am. That is where true righteousness begins. When you hate yourself for what you're doing. My God, what a place to begin. You start from there, brother, and you're going to be an amazing person. If you can say these words to yourself, read it from right there, brother.
Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death?
That's where you must begin. Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? Salvation. You need salvation from the decisions that you make, the choice that you make. The sister, is that a question? She did answer.
She said it was an Israelite outside UPK. I kept saying the sin, back it up.
Very brothers and sisters out there. There is a choice in life of who you will have sex with. If you choose incorrectly, you could get HIV you could get AIDS. Brother, you could get a whore pregnant and then spend 18 years in. Now, another man is raising your child, and that other man is going to molest your child. You're going to have sex with no control over, that you're not even, we don't need you. Her cousin, her uncle is going to be around your son. Sisters, let me tell you the situation you're in. There is no one that gets more HIV on the planet. No one is getting HIV more than you. If you have sex with the wrong man, then you could die. Have you ever heard of the HPV? Called HPV, right? What's the again? Yeah, HPV. The HPV virus. Let me tell you what that is. That's a sexual disease that a woman gets, and if she gets that, there's a strain of that disease that causes cancer. Because tried this, it's going with penis. He's going to kill you with it. You're going to die. You're going to die because he went into you. And this man is going to have a suit and a tie on, and he's going to be the best singer in church. The best singer. He's going to be the kind of man that your mother always wanted you to marry. And he is going to kill you with HIV because that man, although he only has one wife, he has many boyfriends. Let me tell you what I would rather you do. I would rather you take that penis of yours and slam it in the door rather than put it in a woman that's going to ruin your life. Sisters, go out there and get you all the roses, everything. This is what you should do. You should fight to live. So if a woman has to masturbate so that she doesn't have sex with Magic Johnson, I'm going to turn my head and act like you're not doing anything. I'm going to ignore what you're doing. Some Israelite preacher that's telling you that you should not masturbate, but recommending that you marry the choir director, he's trying to get you killed.
Right.
There is no decision in life that will greater defect that will more affect your.
You went out again, Adawan.
How about now?
We hear you now, sir.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man, shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. When Eve did Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the island stamps and I can't let no hope to lie to me. I feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. If Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Sucker up and stay alert. Never got trust the nigga. He what's up, nigga? Let me break the trick. Rappers trying they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact the fear for being and not that bitch like it's gonna be historical. Thought they making plays, make them niggas call the audible. As who run this shit, but the question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, man. I'ma get him cracking hell. Never been out my I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga for this Glock and call it young guy. How you real trigger on them dots? You a bird feeder. Claiming he a demon. What's the demon? Got the gun all up there. From the dead. Just like up the check shots. I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I was in the street, but you will never get that hand back. Bitch about 10%. I don't want to hear none of that. He dropping smart, fuck him. Just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Yeah, they won't be so like we won't be like Lee Balbo, a certified rubber's ass nigga. I got a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side. Yeah, this the river court. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fairfield. You feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. Way I get it. Boy, lost it. They gon' start to call it air run. Fucking gang. Pop out on the demons like I'm hell, boy.
And it be why I gotta keep it true, nigga. I just wanna bow. Just give me what I'm due. Let my enemies be the living proof, Lord. I just wanna bow. My niggas on it. Just start a couple business on it. Fuck any he that never shitted on me. Yeah. Public housing, we done lived through. Trying to put that, see the picture with a clear view. Gotta separate the snakes and all you fuck niggas that's gon' hate. Daily pray to God I don't catch another case. But that's a small risk that I feel I gotta take. Only certain niggas they gon' feel this. Still deliver verses on that real shit. If I get a couple million.
You don't have the strength to endure, to wait until the Most High can send you a proper husband. The UPK. And of course, the man on your job, he wants to be with you. He's giving you attention. And so that was Jennifer. And Jennifer had brothers in the world come with. Most brothers in the world come with a weed habit, a pill habit, or they're alcoholics. And you try to suffer through it because you know you had sex with them and you're a good person and you're trying to honor your commitment. That was Jennifer. Well, Jennifer going back and forth with this brother who was on drugs and who was smoking weed, and it was only weed. And that's what he would always tell her. It's only weed. Well, then one day, and asked me where Jennifer is. They can find Jennifer in the closet. That happened. You know how many times that has happened since then? That was the first one. Where some sister who her, and she looks up at some boy in the world, some brother in the world, but she could not wait. She could not endure loneliness for a time. If you want to understand how to find a good mate, good husband, good wife, the integral part of it is to be with no one until that one comes. That's the discipline. So you need to be with no one. Now, do what you have to do so that you don't go out and marry the wrong person. Do what you have to do. The Bible says this, where there is no law, there is no sin. There's no sin for me to wear a black shirt. I can wear a black shirt as much as I want because there is no law telling me not to wear a black shirt. There is no law against a woman masturbating. There is no law against a man masturbating. It's not. And you build a family with Mr. No, it cannot. But if you could endure loneliness for a little longer, then you couldn't ever. Time by the man Most High has for you. Everyone understands.
Con.
All right. Anything else?
Go ahead.
Slagi, sir. I had, like, when I was in the church, like, one verse that I was told or read a lot online regarding them saying that self-pleasure was a sin was it was referred to as onanism, named after the story of Onan in Genesis 38, chapter 38, verse 9. And Onan knew.
If I could, Ephraim, that's where the Israelites get it from. Just like, you know, the IUIC, they teach that Jesus is God. That is the doctrine of the Catholic Church. The Onanism comes from a man named Onan in the Old Testament because he broke the law of a brother, the wife of his brother who was killed. And the Bible says that if your brother dies without having an issue, without having seed, without having a child, it's the obligation of his brother to go into his former wife and raise up seed in her name. Onan didn't want to do it. The Bible says if a man doesn't do it, if he goes into the temple and says, I don't want to take my brother's widow, then that widow can spit in his face and take the shoes off his feet right there. Onan went and took the woman, had sex with her, but refused to put seed in her because he did not want to raise up seed for his brother. That was a sin against God. It had nothing to do with taking the seed out. There's no law saying you have to put seed in your woman every time you have sex with her. That's what the Catholics say. But then again, you know where the Catholics like to put their seed, don't you, Ethan?
Sir.
Yeah. The Catholics don't want to put their seed in a woman. The Catholics want to put their seed in your son. Don't listen to sexual advice from a priest. The fake Israelites, you're listening to the Catholics concerning sex. You want to know about sex? You come listen to the UPK. We're experts at sex. We got licenses to do it. We got all the expertise. We're certified in it. We know sex better than the Catholics, better than the purple pigs. We're experts in sex. I pray you understand. Anything else?
Out of one kind.
I'll take the next question when you're ready. Go ahead.
So there's a question in the chat. It's a little bit long. A brother asked, Shalom, how about my Lord? If I could, sir, with your permission, my Lord, I was trying to get a psychological explanation on brothers and sisters who might have mental health issues and how they act towards their people, like their family, when they act in an outrage and always cussing, going off and hurting family. But when law enforcement comes around or Caucasian police officers, they act like they got sense. And I ask this because of my own personal situation with my family who has mental health issues. And when I seen the Sonia Massey video and how she conducted herself with a better behavior when the Caucasian police officers came around, but her family was saying she was a monster towards them. I think that's the end of the question.
Well, yeah, if I could, I carry a bag with me usually everywhere, and in that bag is all of my books that I carry about psychology and therapy and about anger management and about addiction. I left it in my car out here. I'll bring it. I'll try to bring it to California so I can give you some of the resources that I find helpful in my service under Commanding General Yohana. I'll explain it in a short way for you. What you're seeing, remember, they're going crazy. They're losing their mind, right? and then the police come, act normal, and they're decent, and they think well of themselves, and they know how to conduct themselves. That's because their problem is not the kind of problem that they cannot control. There are so many mental disorders that we as Blacks and Hispanics live with every day. Certain ones, they can control these things, but they choose. Other you untreated schizophrenia, untreated dementia, you can policemen is around or not control it. But there are other that good to allow that demon to do what he or she wants to do. But then when the police get there, fear, they can control it, scream and want to kill each other. And then when the police gets there, they go, officer, if I could just talk to you for a second, I was doing nothing wrong. I was just, when the cop gets there, they become lawyers. When the cop comes there, why? Because they can control it. They just don't care enough about their children to control it, because they could stop. If a police officer gets there, you absolutely can stop when there's no police officer there. But you don't have proper motivation to stop. See, when the cop gets there, you're afraid to go to jail. So you conduct yourself with more dignity, with more discipline. But when there's no cop there, you don't care about your child. You don't care about scarring your child for the rest of their lives, because you don't care about your child at all, because you're a terrible parent. So that's the reason that you behave the way you do, because you don't have any motivation to behave yourself better unless a cop is around, because you don't care about your family at all. That's why you brothers and sisters in the UPK know this. If you're a bad parent, you're getting kicked out of this school. You can go join the Purple Pigs and bring them shame, honor. But you will not shame and dishonor Commanding General Yohana. He's worked hard for his reputation. He's worked hard for 45 years. So if you're a bad parent, you have to go. So maybe that will give you the motivation that you need. Is there anything else? Próximo. Am I frozen? Can anybody hear me?
Salaki, that was my fault. I had us muted, sir.
I thought I was frozen again.
Brother wanted to bring a precept to that.
If you don't, please, of course.
2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, for God had not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
And who pulled this precept?
Ephraim.
Ephraim. So what's your point with this, Ephraim?
Regarding that the Most High has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind, a power of love, a sound mind.
So explain that, put that in context to the question.
Salakia, sir?
Put it in context. What are you trying to say?
Oh, that the fear and the like schizophrenia, for example, or the mental health stuff is not of the Most High.
Well, that's a fact. Well, okay, that's a fact. The Most High absolutely gives you a sound mind. If you're abusing your child, then the fear you feel is righteous because you're abusing your child. So when the police knock at the door, you have every reason to be afraid, because God is not going to protect you because you're a child abuser. You get my point. The Most High does absolutely give us a sound mind, so then you don't have to fear when the police get there because you're not abusing your child. Everyone understands.
Khan, sir.
I have videos I have to get to. Come on, warrior, up front. Ashar Yala.
Khan out of one, Khan.
Go ahead.
Let's see. A brother has a question. Salaki. Shalom, sir. Yahabashim Shrakatah. Salaki, my Lord, if it pleases you, can I get a breakdown of John 12 and 24 through 26? Baba Shawat the water.
Absolutely, warrior. It would be my honor and a pleasure. Anything that I can do for you, I'd be happy to do. Please read it for him.
John chapter 12 and verse 24. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. Verse 25. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. If
Let
any
me try
man
to break it down quickly. Sorry, 1 second. Let me try to break it down quickly for the officer, right? It's using the metaphor of farming to explain how you don't have to be afraid of death, because in death there will be life. The Bible says that if unless corn drops on the ground and dies, it will be alone, meaning you would only have 1 ear of corn unless that corn dies and drops on the ground. Because if that corn dies and drops on the ground, that seed that was inside the corn is going to grow new corn. If you have wheat, you put a wheat in your handful of wheat. If that wheat doesn't shrivel up and die and fall on the earth, all you will have is a handful of wheat. But if that wheat dies and it gets spread on the ground, then you could have a wheat field. Things have to die for them to live. That's how planting works. Planting works because you take an apple and then it dies and shrivels up and it drops from the apple tree. And when that happens enough, you're going to have a forest of apple trees. Right? Remember the concept. Now skip to the next verse right after the metaphor. Go ahead.
He that loveth his life shall lose it.
If you love your life, you're going to lose your life. What are you trying to do? Preserve your life? You're trying to make sure that nothing bad ever happens to you. That's what cowards do, young man. Why do you think the IUIC? That's why the IUIC loves to wear purple and march and march and march, because they feel so strong when they march. They feel like they're not scared little corrupt cops who are terrified every day, terrified when they go to sleep at night. Well, in the Israelite school of UPK, we are no cowards. We're not afraid of anything and anyone. Well, why? Because he that seeks to save his life shall lose it. You're going to lose your life because all you care about is staying alive. That's all you care about, is never losing your job, never losing your wife, and never losing your life. That's how you're going to lose all of those things.
Right.
Continue.
Khan. If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am, there shall also my servant be.
Listen, that's what Christ is saying. If you serve me, let him follow me. The world thinks they serve Christ, but they don't follow Christ. They talk about him. Oh, they talk about him until your ears go numb. They talk about Jesus. Fake Israelites talk about Yahushua. Christians talk about their Lord and Savior. But the Israelite school of UPK, see, we do that other thing. We actually follow Yahushua. We follow Jesus Christ, a black man from the tribe of Judah. We behave as he behaves. We do the things that he did. If you believe in him, then you should follow him. And if you follow him where he is, you will be. Now on Judgment Day, when everything else has fallen, the men who behaved as Christ will be with him. And they will then truly live and never die. Everyone understands.
Khan.
That's your breakdown. Next. Próximo.
Khan, so brother asked for a breakdown of 1 Peter 2 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 20.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 20. For what glory is it if, when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
this is a one West precept right there, brother. This is a very manly precept. We're going to go into Shannon Sharp in a second. And I believe men like Shannon Sharp need to understand this. You know what the problem is with this world, Aishar Allah? No one knows how to be a man. No one, and everyone wants to be a man. They want to be men, but they don't know exactly how to do it or how to display manhood. Let me give you something that is extremely manly. Let's say you do something that's wrong, right? And when you do something that's wrong, you take your punishment. You take it because you were wrong. Now, you aren't going to get any glory from that because you deserve that. You deserve to do those years in jail, or you deserve to get your teeth knocked out of your goddamn head because you did something to deserve it. So there will be no glory in it. But what if you suffer and you were innocent and you did nothing wrong? I remember at the Democratic National Convention, they had those brothers from Harlem, bro. What's those brothers' name that Donald Trump tried to kill and assassinate? The name of those
Five.
The Central Park Five, man. Man, they're in the world. UPK. Perfect example of the in that they would just be men who raped a woman. They did their time, and now they came out of jail. But they were standing on that stage at the Democratic National Convention because they did their time and they were innocent. That is glory. That is glory. There is glory in that. Why is this important? Because Jesus Christ, he went to the cross and was beaten and was shamed and stripped, and he was innocent. He deserves the glory that he receives. He deserves for every knee to bend and for every tongue to confess that he's the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, because he was punished and he was innocent. That's the point. Everyone understands or no? Is there more? I gotta go. Come on, next. Proximo.
Khan, sir. We ready to go into the topics if you are.
Clap it up then. All right. Let's start with the Shannon Sharp. That one might be appropriate. This week, what's the story? The story is that by accident, this is all an accident, I show you all.
Of course.
Shannon Sharp just so happened to be about having sex with his woman. And by mistake, he pushed IG live. Went live on IG for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. He's having sex with the woman, moaning and groaning and grunting. And then said, "I'm so ashamed. That was a big mistake." Cat Williams called me. He said, "I bet they don't think you gay now. I bet you ain't gay now." Poor little Shannon Sharp. Little Shannon. You know what the funny thing is? You know the best way to make sure people don't think that you're gay? The best way for people to never think you're gay is to not gay. That's Sharp ever questions their sexuality. It just has never happened in their life. But for some reason, there's some men who always have to prove that they're not gay. Now everyone will know that Shannon Sharp is not gay, because clearly no one gay has ever had sex with a woman. Is that right? Hello. Wait, what about that? What? Chat room. Chat room. Have you ever heard? Has that ever happened? Let me tell you how sad little Shannon Sharp is. Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay. Being gay does not mean that you have sex with a woman. Means that not being gay means you never have sex with men. That's the definition, because there are gay men who absolutely have sex with their wife, and then on the weekends they have sex with the other people in the choir. They're called down low people, and most of them, you know, would find you familiar. Everyone understands, all right? Let me give you the best way for no one to think that you're gay. Sometimes people are going to think you're gay, and because it's something wrong with you, it's something about you that gives brothers concern. That concern does not change if you have sex with a woman. You ever have sex with a man. Not wearing a purse would also help. If you could stop wearing purses, then that also would make brothers not be concerned about your sexuality. Let me give you a precept, all right? Someone tell me what the word countenance means. Let me give it to you for time's sake. Your countenance is the look you have, the look on your face. People just look at you and just looking at you because they're men, and clearly men know other men. So men, and they go, a little sugar in his tank. It's something about him that is not manly. And in the Israelite school of UPK, we're also Nathaniel himself. He is an alleged homosexual. Why? The look at him. You look at him. It's not
shoe of their countenance doth witness against the countenance doth witness against them. The shoe.
It's all right.
The show.
Say again.
The show of their countenance doth witness against them.
Countenance. It's a witness against you. Even though you're having sex with a woman, allegedly, I know that a lot of gay men have sex with women. A lot of them. Pete Buttigieg was married. He was a married man, married to a woman. Then later he left his wife. And left his wife because now he's married to a man. So John, what's that fool's name on the piano? Elton John. Elton John was married to a woman. Many gay men have been married to women. And why do they do that? Because they need to try to prove that they're not gay. They need to go on Instagram Live to prove that they're not gay. Let me tell you something. This Instagram Live post is more proof that he is allegedly gay. It's more proof. There's an old term from Shakespeare. The term is thou dost protest too much. Thou dost protest too much. When you're trying that hard to prove you're not gay, you're probably gay. Does everyone understand?
Count out of one, count.
Good Lord. No one has to, who in the hell has to produce evidence of a sex tape to prove they're not gay? Who has to do that? What man has to say, well, here's a tape of me having sex with a woman, so I must not be gay? What man has to have a sex tape as evidence? The fact that you need evidence says that there is something wrong with you. The fact that you even think you need it. Read the precept again, please.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them,
Keep going.
and they declared their sin as Sodom.
They do what?
They declared their sin as Sodom.
You see, the look of you, the look you have, your look declares your sin. That vibe that you have, there's something about you that's unsavory. Okay, and I don't care if there's a videotape with you having sex with Marilyn Monroe. Your look is still your look. All right, next. What's the next one?
Let's see. We have Donald Trump's statement on the rumors that people have been spreading about the Haitians.
They eating the dogs. They eating the
Allegedly.
cats. They eating the dogs. Where's Levi at? Where's
Right here, I don't want.
See Levi. Put Levi up on the screen with a double shot with me and Levi.
Con out of one, con, sir.
Levi, you heard what that bastard said about the chosen people of God this week, didn't you?
Con out of one, con out of one.
Donald Trump is a piece of garbage, Jock. He's filth. He's a piece of trash. And let me tell you something else. If not for racism, he wouldn't even be winning at all in the polls. The only factor that Donald Trump has that makes people like him is racism. He's clearly an idiot. He's 78 years old, and he has 34 felonies. There is only one thing about Donald Trump that is attractive to America, and that in fact hates Haitians and hates Guaguans and hates the people from South and Central America. Otherwise, what do they find so attractive about him to make him president again? And he lost. Donald Trump already lost the presidency. He already lost. And they brought him back again. You tell me, when is the last time a president lost and they brought him back again? That you might go back to the damn Civil War when that happened. I don't know when that happened. Someone look that up and find out when is the last time a president lost an election and then they came back and made him the nominee again. Someone find out how long. Say again.
I got it, sir.
Ephraim got it, sir.
The only president in history that served 2 non-consecutive terms was Grover Cleveland.
Woo! Grover Cleveland.
I don't know what year it was, sir. Salakia.
Damn, they probably wore white wigs back then in the Congress. Grover Cleveland. That's the only time it has ever happened in history.
1888, sir.
Say again?
1888.
1888 is the last time this has happened. He lost already. He's 70. How old was Grover Cleveland when he won the second time? Look that up. I guarantee he wasn't 78 years old. He's 78 years old. He lost already. He's ignorant and stupid as Islam. And he's winning in the polls right now. He's winning. There is only one quality that Donald Trump has, but it's the one quality America loves. Donald Trump hates black people. Donald Trump hates Hispanics. And that is why he's such a viable candidate. You don't believe it? I'll play what happened this week. Levi, you can sit down. I'll come to you. If you want to say anything, please come up on the screen. I'll get a full screen of Levi when he wants to speak, and he can say it. Play the video out that we went over earlier.
Kind.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And it's
Now, this is what happened during the debate like 2 days ago. Well, what he's speaking about is Springfield, Illinois. Is there more in this video, Ak, or not?
Ohio, sir.
I can't hear you.
Ohio, I don't want.
Springfield, Ohio. He's talking about Springfield, Ohio. And he's speaking about something that came on his TikTok and came on his phone. And because he's an idiot, he just said it. And because he knows that people like it. I guarantee his handlers told him not to say this. But Donald Trump has a keen sense of what people like. And people like hating black people. People like hating Mexicans. Give me is there more on this or not?
I could get the longer clip right now, sir.
I sent you about the root story. This comes from a story about Springfield, Ohio, of people coming on Instagram saying that the Haitians are eating their pets. Do you have that one?
Kind of one.
Go ahead.
The small city of Springfield, Ohio, found itself at the center of a fraught election year issue, immigration. Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance claims that Haitian migrants in Springfield are, quote, draining social services and causing chaos. He's also repeated a baseless rumor already debunked by city officials about pets being abducted and eaten, a story amplified by right-wing media and Elon Musk online.
Over the last 4 years, Springfield has seen a
So that's what Donald Trump read. Donald Trump read somebody made a TikTok account and made up stories and lied and said that Haitians was stealing people's pets. They said that, I believe I sent it to you, Akra. They were going around in a van and taking the cats and the dogs. Do you have that?
I have that one.
Go ahead. Let me just show it to you so I can move on.
Let me, Salaki, I need a minute to pull that one up.
Sweat. Well, this is from a video. This is what J.D. Vance, he's Trump's vice presidential candidate. This is what he got, and then it was put on Elon Musk's Twitter or X, and it never happened. It's a lie. It's a lie that gets presidents elected. Lies. Didn't we go over this last Thursday? What did we go over last Thursday? I show y'all. What was the brother's name?
We went into last Thursday?
Yes.
I can't remember off the top of my head, Salakia.
Somebody put in the chat room the brother's name we went over last Thursday that won the election for George Bush. It was a brother who escaped from jail.
Willie Horton.
Willie Horton. This is Willie Horton. It's the exact same thing. Willie Horton was given a furlough pass out of prison, and then he raped the woman, and they put Willie Horton's picture up everywhere, and it was the most successful commercial in history. This commercial worked. Now they're doing a Willie Horton with the Haitians and with the Venezuelans. Go ahead and play it.
White van driving around the neighborhoods collecting cats.
For what?
Skinning them and eating them. Snyder Park.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio. And ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here,
people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
But the people on television are saying their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond.
We've lost a whole bunch of cats. There was a van pulled over that had over 100 cats in it with the Haitians. They said they was eating them.
Actually?
Yeah.
Not fake news.
Not fake news.
So a van was collecting cats and eating them.
I watched it happen, yeah. Watched them get pulled over with the cats and admit to the police that they was eating them.
You're not joshing with me.
No.
He saw him eat them. The bitch said that she saw the Haitian get out the car, skin the cat, and eat the cat right in front of her, I'm sure. I'm sure she saw the Haitian skin the cat and eat the cat. Let me tell you what they do every election year. You give that filthy oppressor 20 days and you tell them what to say.
Right.
And they say whatever you say. And they'll say it's a van. They're skinning the cats and eating the cats right here in front of me. They took my cat and ate my cat right in front of me. They know it's a lie, but people love to hate Haitians so much. It's a lie that they let themselves believe on purpose. Of course, they don't examine it. They don't listen to the story and hear that What are you saying, white woman? You saying he took your cat and skinned your cat and ate your cat, what, on your front lawn? He did it right in front of the van? He skinned it? You said he skinned it and ate it. You saw that? They didn't examine her because she was paid to. Why? Because how he plans to get elected. Just like George Bush from the tribe of Judah because of Willie Horton. He plans on getting elected because people hate people of God from Haiti. Let me tell you the truth about what's happening in Springfield, Ohio. Here's the fact of Springfield, Ohio. Do you have that, Warrior?
Kind of don't want. Can you want more of the PBS video?
I want the PS. I want to go back to the PBS video now.
Population grow by over 20%, driven almost entirely by immigrants. William Brangham recently went to Springfield to understand how the city is coping.
The sounds of Haitian Creole carrying across soccer fields, in grocery stores, in restaurants, dishing up the popular Haitian street food pate code. It's striking hearing all this in the heartland of the United States, Springfield, Ohio. Springfield's a small blue-collar city with a familiar story. Much of the factory work left decades ago, and the residents followed. A community of more than 80,000 emptied out to less than 60. That is, until the last few years.
Our churches, we've seen new people.
In the pews.
Yes, absolutely.
Wes Babian was the pastor at First Baptist Church for almost 20 years.
For years, we've lost people, but you hope somebody else will come and take their place. That hasn't happened here.
Until now.
Because there are folks from Haiti who are coming to church.
Stop.
Lucas Merzus, who among his many.
Do you understand how cruel that is? The Haitian, this town lost 20,000 people. There's no one in the church. There's no one working in the factories. There's no one shopping. The reason that Haitians are in Springfield, Ohio, is because Springfield, Ohio solicited the Haitians to come there. They needed them. They needed them. The town was going to fall. But the chosen people of God, the tribe of Moses and of Aaron and of the priest of the Lord in the Old Testament, they saved this town. They saved them. And this is the appreciation that they get. This is what they get for appreciation. They saved the churches. That's what this pastor is saying. No one was coming to his church. No one was coming to his church. The Haitians saved his church. They saved this town. And that's all the thanks they get. Right. Is to be vilified and to be talked about and insulted like they would steal people's cats to eat. The Haitians aren't eating cat in Springfield, Illinois. The Haitians have jobs in Springfield, Ohio, brother. They work. They go to work every day. They go to your churches and they build up Springfield, Ohio. This town is thriving now because of Haiti, because of the Haitians. And the only thing that you could do for them is to insult them and castigate them. Shame on you. Shame on you for your treatment of the Haitians who are helping you to survive. Continue.
If I may, Adawan.
Please, Levi.
If I may, sir, on that point, this is the words of CEO of McGregor Metal, sir, and there's countless other stories like this. This is his words. This is a direct quote. I wish I had 30 more. Speaking about Haitian employees, sir, and this is the reason why. Our Haitians come to work every day. They don't have a drug problem. They'll stay at their machine. That's a stark difference from what we are used to. And what you said is actually correct, sir, because because the Haitians in that community have boosted the economy of Springfield, Ohio. But meanwhile, America is showing you how they prefer animals over the Haitians who help build that economy, even though those stories are fabricated and there's no truth to substantiate it whatsoever, sir. Throw out that one.
Give me a hand. Give him a hand, warrior. Let me tell you something. It's so disgraceful what they're doing to the Haitians, brother. They should thank them. They should thank them. Do you know, before the Haitians were there, the previous employees, they were addicted to fentanyl. They were addicted to Oxycontin. They were white people who all they did all day was get high on fentanyl. The Haitians came there. They're making the churches thrive, the businesses thrive, the city is thriving. And what are they getting in return? Insults. Insults.
Point out of one.
Please, Levi.
If I may, sir. And with that being said, out of one, this is the next t-shirt. White people are lazy, and the world needs to know about it. What's on Christ?
That's an excellent one. Go ahead, warrior. And you know what? Hold up, Levi, you just reminded me. Levi just reminded me of something that from my studies in history. I think white people used to eat all the cats in England. I think that's what happened. Someone do some research on that and tell me if there was some epidemic of white people eating all the cats. I think that's where the term "let the cat out the bag" comes from. That's where it comes from. Someone find me, was there a story of white people in England starving so much that they begin to just eat all the cats in England? Or was it France? Someone look that up. All right. Keep playing this video. Let's see me one more time. Go ahead.
Board for Sunday services is one of those new Haitian members.
Why Springfield?
Of all places. Merzus, with his wife and daughter, were among the first Haitian families to arrive here in 2018.
I got a decent job when I was in Haiti, and then to make a difficult decision to leave, it wasn't easy.
The reason they left is their home country is disintegrating. Protests and increasing violence in the Caribbean nation culminated in the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021. Since then, the country spiraled. Armed gangs currently control 80% of the capital, Port-au-Prince. Merzus is one of the estimated 731,000 Haitian immigrants now living in the United States.
I got my brothers and sisters. My mother is still living there. I'm always thinking about my family in Haiti.
Because of that violence, the U.S. granted what's called temporary protected status to Haitians in the U.S., giving them limited time permission to live and work here. TPS was then expanded by the Biden administration. Merzus says he came to Springfield for the same reason most Haitians did. He heard that housing was cheap and jobs were plentiful.
It started slowly. We had an application pool that was a little bit different.
People coming to work here.
People looking for jobs. What he's welding here again are welded axle components.
Jamie McGregor is the CEO of McGregor Metal, which makes welded parts for the auto and farm industries. Right now, about 10% of his workforce is Haitian, over 30 employees.
I wish I had 30 more. Our Haitian associates come to work every day. They don't have a drug problem. They'll stay at their machine. They'll achieve their numbers. They are here to work. And so in general, that's a stark difference from what we're used to in our community.
McGregor acknowledges the sudden arrival of so many new immigrants is a challenge on multiple fronts, but he believes this is partly how the industrial Midwest can regrow.
We want more jobs in our community. And in order to fill those jobs, some jobs need to be people who were not originally from here.
There's things in the last 5 years that have really changed and has been a forward.
So now we know the truth. Now we know Haitians are not eating the cats and the dogs. of people in Springfield, Ohio. They're working the jobs that fentanyl cocaine heads used to work, but they're not working there anymore. Haitians are the absolute benefit of Springfield, Ohio. They're creating a new city. They're making the city thrive. The city was dying until the Haitians came to Springfield, Ohio. Put Levi on the screen. Levi, I think we also just uncovered another mystery. They just said that this is the key to rebuilding the Midwest. That's what they just said. And they said that the Haitians are there because their government fell after the murder of their president. I think we just uncovered a major international mystery. Now I know. Now, Levi, you know.
We absolutely understand why there is all this chaos in Haiti.
Come on, Levi. What does sakpase mean? What does that mean, sakpase?
Sakpase mean what's up, sir?
Now we know sakpase. Now we know. Break it down, please. Tell them, Levi. Give them an international mystery. Something they don't understand, but it's laid right in front of their face. Tell them, Levi.
If I may, sir, currently in Haiti, there are over 200,000 Haitians that have been displaced from their location due to the gang violence. And these guns are coming where? From the U.S., sir.
Levi, where will those 200,000 Haitians end up?
In the U.S. right now, sir.
Yeah.
They in Texas. They are in They in Springfield, Ohio. They are in New York. Sir.
Go ahead.
The food drive that we did in New York back in December, under General Katum, sir, under Commanding General Yohana, I met a sister from Haiti, and she told me specifically that she didn't come through the Biden administration. She came through a church, white church, organization that are going to Haiti, bringing Haitians over here in America. So they are going not only in Haiti, in Nicaragua, in Venezuela, they are going there after the government have destabilized our countries wherever God's chosen people are, so that they can bring these people now under the pretext of humanitarian help.
Give Levi a hand. Levi has just uncovered an international mystery. You know what our oppressor does? Our oppressor looks at you and you own your home, and your home is beautiful and it's yours. And then he burns down your home. And then he offers you an apartment to move into. That's what's happening in Haiti, in Venezuela. Our oppressor destabilized the government of Haiti, assassinated their leaders, destroyed their economic policies, and destroyed their economic basis so that they could come and work in factories in the Midwest. And that's where they're going to be. Donald Trump is so ignorant, he doesn't even know himself. The reason there are so many immigrants here is because the corporations are calling them here. The corporations are the ones that murdered their leaders and destroyed their industries in their own country so they could come and work for salaries in Detroit, in the Midwest, in New York. Factories that are empty now. Factories that the trade unions have made it too expensive to even open. I guarantee these Haitians are non-union workers. They're not union workers. These Haitians are not in a union because they're immigrants. Oh, by the way, it is illegal for an immigrant to even join a union. So now what do you have? Mexicans, Venezuelans, and Haitians who do not have a home to go back to because our oppressor has destroyed their home, and they're going to offer them a home in Springfield, Ohio. And they're going to be the best workers that they've had in 50 years. America does not appreciate your labor. Give me Revelations 3:9. The Lord said, I know thy work and thy tribulation. There is no way that a white man addicted to cocaine, fentanyl, and Oxycontin could ever be the kind of workforce that the Haitian people could be in Springfield, Ohio. Never. Those Haitians come over here to America and they give the same effort that they would have given in their own land if our oppressor would have left them alone to prosper and to grow. If our oppressor would not have belittled them and destroyed their country, the Haitians would make their own land thrive. Their own land would have been an economic power. Let me tell you something about Haiti, brothers and sisters. During the time around the Civil War, I think I sent this to you, Ashar Yala. Haiti was the most profitable island on the planet Earth. There was no island more profitable than Haiti. I have it right here in my notes. If you have a second, I'll give it to you. It was literally known as the richest and most profitable island on the planet Earth. What happened next? War. War is what happened next. Death and destruction is what happened next. And then before you know it, France is getting more servants. America is getting more servants. It's happening again, brothers and sisters. It's happening again. The Haitians would thrive and would grow. Why? Because God's light is on the Haitian people. God's light is on them. They have ingenuity, skill, brains, talent, and a work ethic that they would use to make their own country the most profitable country in the Western Hemisphere. But they can't, because there's a snake in their garden, because there's some demon who constantly destroys them at each turn that they make for prosperity. But he will help them. Come to Ohio, come to New York, come work in this factory, come work in this industry. He'll help them. He just has to burn down your house so he can rent you an apartment. That's what our oppressor does. And that's what he does to the Haitian people. Let me tell you something. This is the word of God under Jesus Christ, under commanding General Yohana. The Haitians are the chosen people of God. Jesus Christ died for them. They are not equal to the rest of Americans. They're better than you. They're better than all of you. They're not equal with you. You're not their equals. The Haitians are better than you. And that's that feeling you feel when you see them going into church and going into work every day. See, white people, when they see all those Haitians in their town, you know what they feel, Levi? They feel threatened. They feel threatened because they know Springfield, Ohio has better men there now. There are a better people in Springfield, Ohio, and all of the lesser men in Springfield, Ohio, they feel threatened. They feel they're scared. That's that same feeling. That's why white people hate Mexicans. Mexicans are doing nothing to white people that harms them at all. Venezuelans are doing nothing to white people. You know what white people don't like? They don't like the feeling of being uncomfortable from simply seeing you. From simply seeing you. That makes them feel uncomfortable. They feel threatened by the sight of you because they know that you're better than them. They know you're better than them. Give me that precept and then I'll move on.
Kind of one kind. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know works. And
Read that again.
I know thy works.
The Haitians don't get any credit for their hard work. You're saving Springfield, Illinois. You're saving. The Mexicans saved California. Without the Mexicans, you know how much that food you're eating would cost? You know how much it would cost to eat food? You wouldn't be able to afford food if not for Mexicans. You couldn't afford to eat. The Mexicans are the reason you can buy a bunch of bananas for $1, for $2. The reason you can afford watermelons and grapes. The reason you can afford food and you cannot afford food in Russia. In Russia, they had bread lines. You can't afford food in Russia. I wonder why. I wonder what's different about Russia than it is in America. Why is food so scarce in Russia and plentiful in America? It's because the Mexicans, La Raza, saved the food industry in America. That's why. That's why. And without Venezuelans, you could not eat food. And without the Haitians, you would have no industry at all. You would suffer here. America would be like Russia if it wasn't for Haiti, if it wasn't for Venezuela, if it wasn't for Mexico, if it wasn't for Puerto Rico. America would be a starving, cold Russia. But America is a land of plenty. America is the breadbasket of the planet Earth because of the South and Central Americans, because of the chosen people of God from Haiti. And guess what? No one gives you any appreciation for it. No one appreciates you. I want you to know this, Haitians. God appreciates what you've done. God appreciates you. And God sent Commanding General Yohana to show his gratitude to the Haitians. You should receive gratitude for what you've done. And you're gonna get it in the Israelite school of you people. The Lord said, I know thy work. I know how hard you're working in Springfield, Ohio. I know how hard you're working in Brooklyn. I know how hard you're working. Keep going.
And tribulation.
And you're what?
And tribulation.
What is tribulation? The word tribulation means trouble. Think about it. You come over here to this country. You're working hard every day. You're suffering to give your mother and your cousins help back in Haiti. And yet, what are you getting? Donald Trump is going to make people so angry at Haitians that they're going to unalive Haitians. Before you know it, some Haitian brother and sister will be getting killed because white people are so scared that the next van that pulls up is going to steal their cat or their dog. And some white man is going to shoot a Haitian. And he's going to say, I thought he was going to steal my dog. I thought he was going to steal my cat. You're in trouble. Even work so hard, even though you're the best citizen in the city. That's what the white man said who owns the factory in Springfield, Ohio. He says, I wish I had 30 more of them. My last employees were drug addicts, fentanyl abusers, cocaine users. These Haitians, I need more of them. They're going to shoot you and hang you and castigate you and beat you, even though you're better than them, because you're better than them. The Lord knows the trouble that you're in. He knows the trouble that you're in. Keep going.
And poverty.
And what?
And poverty.
And what?
And poverty.
Can you imagine, not only are you doing this to a human being, the Haitians, at least they're human beings. You're doing this to a people that are already so poor that they need your kindness. Where's your hospitality at, America? Where's your hospitality? Why aren't you feeding the hungry and clothing the naked? Why aren't you being kind to someone who is in need of your help? Why don't you treat them the way Jesus would? Why don't you do that to the Haitians? Why aren't you being kind to them? Why aren't you loving them as you would want to be loved yourself? You know they're poor. You know what they're suffering in their homeland. You know the only reason they're here is because they're poor. But yet you can't be a good you can't treat them like they're good guests. You can't be a good host to them. You can't give them kindness. Shame on you. Shame on you for not treating the Haitians the way Jesus Christ would, the way Jesus Christ would treat them. They're poor. They're in need of. Guess what, Levi? Listen, I know our oppressor doesn't want to help you, even though you're helping them. But in the Israelite school of UPK, a Haitian can always find sanctuary. You can always find sanctuary in the Israelite school of UPK. I pray you understand. Keep going.
But thou art rich.
But you're what?
Rich.
The Haitians are still rich. I know you destroyed their country, but they're still rich. Why? Because the Haitians are actually the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Moses, the tribe of Aaron. They're the chosen people of God. That's who you have working for you in Springfield, Ohio. That's who's in your church in Springfield, Ohio. The people of Moses, the people of Aaron, a royal seed is in Springfield, Ohio, and it would benefit you to treat them better. I pray you understand. And it will absolutely be a curse on you to treat them ill. With that, let's get to the next story. All right.
Sir, I think Chicago had something to say real quick.
Come on, Chi-Town.
Unmute yourself, Chicago.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ General, if I may.
Please.
Just to piggyback off that video with the devil who was at the plantation. I'm a production manager out here in Chicago at the Ford supplier plant, and corporate is pushing us, literally pushing us to get the Haitians inside of our plants, and because how good they we even went to as far as they want us to start making our work instructions and stuff like that in French so they can understand the work instructions. So like even out here, it's been very demanding for our Haitian brothers and sisters to get employment out here because of how good of workers they are.
Give Chicago a hand. Well said, Chicago. Well said. Can you imagine? And imagine you have half of the country right now thinking that a Haitian is in a van trying to eat their dog and eat their cat. That's half of the country. Thinks that the Haitians are eating their cats and dogs, stealing their cats and dogs to eat them. Meanwhile, the Haitians are the best workers on the job. The best. And because of that, they're being hated. You're hating them. Shame on you. There's going to be a curse for how you treat the Haitians. There's going to be a repercussion for how you treat God's children. That is going to happen. Haitians, just know, your brothers here in the Israelite school of UPK, the men from the tribe of Judah, the sisters from the tribe of Judah, we love you. And we accept all of you. You come over here, we'll find a way to house and feed every Haitian put under God's command. We'll find a way to do it. You hate the Venezuelans? We'll find a way to feed and house and clothe every Venezuelan put under the authority of God. We know how to treat the chosen people of God. The white man might not know how to do it. He doesn't appreciate you. But just know, Commanding General Yohana does. He knows how to treat you. The water, Chicago, well said, brother. The Haitians deserve that. They deserve praise. They deserve to be glorified. Well said.
Good, sir.
Levi, break something down in patois for everyone.
Can you hear me out of one?
I hear you perfectly.
Blamana said job, and that means our oppressor, the white man, is the devil.
That's right. Kwam Yashala. Well said.
On that topic of repercussions, sir, brother rightly said in the chat, Esau will be the best workers in the kingdom.
Oh my goodness, Esau, give him a hand. He told the truth just now. You see, let me give you something else that our oppressor won't ever tell you. Black people are not competing with jobs with immigrants. We're not competing with jobs with immigrants. Here's what no one wants you to know, but I'm going to tell you right now. We are competing with jobs with white people. They're our competition, white people. And white people don't want immigrants to have any job, even though white people don't want the job, which is what's so cruel. White people do not want to work in this factory. They don't want to go to that church. You see that church that white man has? White people do not want to go to church. White people are getting high on cocaine and pills and fentanyl. They're not going to church at all. The church has decreased in their funding and in their attendance for the last 10 years. But the Haitians do want to go to church. The Haitians will go to church. White people are angry at Haitians and Venezuelans and Black people for taking jobs that they don't even want. That they don't want, which means what's the real reason they're angry about Haitians having those jobs? Because they don't want Haitians to have any job at all. They want Haitians to starve and die. That's what they want. Otherwise, why are they angry? The white man just said that white people don't work here. White people won't even come to this church. So then why are white people angry that we have the job? Why are white people angry that Haitians have the job? Because white people want you to die. They don't want you to go to work. They don't want you to eat. They don't want you to have water. They want you to lay wherever you are and die, because then they would feel more safe, more comfortable about being absolutely terrible people who are filthy and disgusting and liars. But you being around makes them feel nervous. The Bible says that the sinner hates the righteous for his righteousness. Give me that precept. A sinner can't stand to see the righteous. Our oppressor sees Haitians going to work every day, going to church. He drives by them and goes, "There's too many stinking Haitians in my town." You see Mexicans outside of a Home Depot willing to work for half of what you would work for, and you don't go stand next to a Home Depot. White people don't go next to a Home Depot and say, "I'm ready to work." White people will not work for the pay that a Mexican takes. But they don't even want a Mexican to work at all. They drive by a Home Depot and say, "There's too many Mexicans in my town," because you want those Mexicans to starve and die. Why? Because Mexicans threaten you. Their breath, their heartbeat threatens you, because you know that the Mexicans are better than you. You know that you're inferior to the Mexicans. You're inferior to the Haitians, and you're inferior to Black people. And you absolutely know that. Anything else?
Can I say that precept?
Please.
Proverbs 29 and verse 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked.
Well said. When they see you, they really hate you, not because you're eating cats. They hate you because you're going to work every day on time. That's why they hate you. They don't hate you. Now we know the mystery. Another mystery. Here's the mysteries we solved tonight. I know where the unrest and the destabilization of the Haitian government has come from. America caused it. America destabilized Haiti's government so the Haitian people would have to come to America to work in American factories. America needed employees that they didn't have anymore. America destroyed Haiti's government so that the Haitian people would have to come to America to survive. I know that now. Here's something else I know. I know that white people are not angry at immigrants because they're eating cats and dogs, because they're not. I know they're angry at immigrants because immigrants being here makes them feel bad about the fact that they don't want to go to work. They don't want that job. They don't want to go to church. You bastards don't even want to go to church. You're angry at the Haitians for going to church because it makes you feel guilty about your sinful life. You white people in America, you want You want cocaine. You want Oxycontin. You want Adderall. You want drugs. That's what you want. And the Haitians want to feed their family with a hard day's work. And it makes you angry at them because when you see them going to work at 6 a.m., you feel like you're less of a man. And you are. And you are. Anything else?
Concert General Q shared a precept in the chat.
Please, General Q.
Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye.
Give General
Verse
Q.
9. Count out of one count.
Outstanding. Go ahead, General Q. Go ahead, keep going.
For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants. And ye shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me.
General Q, that is an amazing precept that I have never seen in my life. I have no memory of that precept, General Q. You have educated me well tonight, and I appreciate you for it, warrior. Where is that at?
Salaki, sir?
Where is that precept at?
Salaki, Zechariah 2 and verse 8 through 9.
Let me save that. Zechariah 2. Zechariah 2, 8. Outstanding, General Q. Through water. I mean, that just said everything. That said it all. It said that they're the apple of his eye. The apple of his eye is your pupil. Your pupil is the apple of your eye, meaning it's so important to you. It's so important that you protect. Imagine when something goes in front of your eye closes automatically to protect your pupil, to protect the apple of your eye. And it said that thy servants shall rule over you. That you're going to, your servants now are going to rule you. White people know that. That's why they don't want to see Haitians in their town. Not because they're fighting over jobs. They don't want those jobs. They don't want to work in that factory. They want to get high all day. They want to smoke. They want to snort cocaine and do crystal meth. And the Haitians want to feed their family. They're better. They're better people. The Haitians should rule the world. Everybody. The Haitians should rule the world. The Venezuelans, by right, should rule the world. The West Indians should rule the world. Why? Because they're the better human. They're better people. And when good people rule the world, that's when the world will become a better place. I pray you understand. All right. Anything else? I think we good with this. Anything else? We wrapping it now. I got like 10 minutes.
Also shared a precept.
Say again.
General Haas also shared a precept.
Go ahead, General Haas. What do you have?
Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
Haas, I ain't seen that in years either. Let me save that one. You've well educated me, General Haas. Where's that one at?
That's Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. And for context, the chapter starts off, for the ungodly said.
Oh, that's a gold wisdom. Is this Wisdom of Solomon 2?
Sir.
I ain't seen that in years. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. Outstanding. I have it saved now. So Waterhouse, I appreciate you. Anything else? That was an excellent precept. Read a little more so I can break it down for them if they need it. Go ahead.
Chapter 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
Come on now. This is a precept for what the Haitians have been through this week. They're oppressing them simply because they're righteous. They're not eating dogs. They're not eating cats. They're not even taking jobs that white people want. White people were not taking the jobs. White people were not even going to church. The Haitians are. The Haitians are going to church and going to work every goddamn day. And you hate them for it because it makes you look bad. It makes you feel bad because you know the Haitians are better than you. The Haitians are better than you. Anything else?
Bye, sir.
Any other questions on off the topic? I'll take them now for the last 5 or 10 minutes. I think, unless I gotta end it now, you just tell me.
There's a question in the room, real quick, sir.
Go ahead, Warren.
Not really question, more of a precept, sir. Is so heavy that you bring up about like the guests and hosts, because when I was in the church, I was part of a volunteer team called the host team. It was originally called hospitality, and it basically meant greeting people, seating people, and making them feel at home. And it's so heavy that, you know, the oppressor doesn't make them feel at home, even though this is not their home, the oppressor's home to begin with. So it's so ironic how it all connects.
Ain't that something? Listen, every year, white people are going to talk about how the North American Indian helped them to get through the first winters here in America. And the North American Indian gave them the turkey and gave them pumpkin and corn to get them through the winters when the Pilgrims first came to America. Of course, they will never talk about how the fact that they returned that kindness with murder. At the same time, why don't you treat the Mexicans and Venezuelans with the same courtesy that the North American Indians treated you with? Why can't you be a good host? Why can't you treat them with kindness? Give me the law in the Bible that tells you to kill the fatted calf when a stranger comes to your city. You white people, you're a terrible house host. You're a terrible host. You treat no one with kindness who comes from a foreign land. Don't you know that the chosen people of God, we know how to treat our guests. We know how to treat our guests. You oppressors, you treat your guests with contempt, with hatred. You beg them to come here. You go over to Haiti and you tell them, come to America, come to America. I have a job for you in my factory in Springfield, Ohio. And when they get to America, you insult them and castigate them. You're a terrible host. The commanding general, Johanna, is a good host. He's a good host. You're a terrible host. Let me tell you what you would do if you knew the Lord at all. If you were the chosen people of God, this is what you would do. You're not. So you don't treat people with the law that God said to treat people with. Do you have it yet up?
Genesis 18:7.
What does it say? I'm not sure if this is the right one.
And Abraham ran into the herd and fetched a calf tender and good and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it.
That's not it. It should be if a guest comes into your home and you kill the fatted calf for him and you help him take the shoes from his feet. The Bible gives us laws on how to treat a guest that comes to our land. Abraham, this is the one with Abraham?
Come on, sir.
This is the one where Abraham treated the angels so well. But what I need is the law that tells you to do it. This might do in a time, this could do. But if you can find the law, I'll give you 1 minute to find the law, then I'll take whatever you have, all right? White people, you got to learn how to treat people the way God said to treat them. That's your problem. White people, your problem is that you go with your own mind, your own lust, and your mind is full of insecurities. White people, you're threatened by everything. White people, you're so scared of everybody. What are you scared of the Haitians for? You're scared of Venezuelan gangs. In your mind, the Venezuelan gang is going to take over all of the apartment buildings, aren't they? They're going to just rule. They're going to just take one AK-47 and defeat every police department, the FBI, and the military with one AK-47. White people, you're not in any danger. Relax. You have enough guns to fight all the gangs, all the militaries. You could fight the British Army. You don't need to be afraid of Venezuelan gangs. Why are you so scared of Venezuelan gangs? You could defeat the German military easily. If the Venezuelan gangs commit violence, surely the police departments of America could fight them. You don't have to be so scared of everyone all the time. which makes you commit violence that you don't have to commit. You're like the police officers who always are terrified, like those ones that arrested Tyreek Hill. Let's do that as the last story. That football player in Miami. There was a football player in Miami this week who did not roll down his windows when the police officer told him to roll down the windows. What was their answer? To drag him out the car, step on him and kick him in the head and beat him to death because he didn't roll down his windows when they told him to. Because that is how white people think. They get scared and threatened and insulted by you thinking you have the right to be a person, to be a man. White people are threatened by your human rights. Your human rights insult them because in their mind, people should just do whatever they tell them to do. Do I need to prove it? Let me do it. Show me the cop that went into that white woman's house. This is the mind. This is the mind of every oppressor in America when he sees an immigrant, when he sees a Haitian, when he sees a black person. He thinks that all people should obey him because that's the only way he can feel comfortable is if he is obeyed. Your human rights insult him. Your dignity makes him feel threatened. Play the video. Need time?
This is my home.
Then now that I'm inside your house, I own your house right now.
You do not.
Yes, I can.
Okay, then back the
I'm not
my
gonna
house.
back up.
You do not have the right to be inside my house. I will talk to you outside.
Back up and talk to her outside. No.
You don't have a warrant. No, don't talk to them.
You
You do not have a warrant to be inside. I will talk to you
You
outside.
want?
Officer, I will talk
I
to
am
you.
not gonna step outside your house.
You do not have a
We're
warrant
gonna
to be
talk
inside
right
of my house.
I'm not inside your house. Okay.
You're inside of my house.
Let me tell you why I'm right here.
Because you walked in.
No, because they opened the door and ran from me.
And
That's
I'm
why.
telling you, I am the
Okay,
adult
and I'm
here.
telling
This
you
is my home.
that now that I'm inside your house, I own your house right
No,
now.
you do not.
Yes, I do.
No shit,
Yes,
bro.
I do.
You're okay, bro.
What I
I
mean-
know my rights.
I don't care if you know your rights.
And I'm telling you, my
So-
dog will bite you if I tell her to bite you. So
tell
I'm
you
not
that,
going to bite.
Did you hear that?
Kind, sir.
Did you hear that?
Kind of one kind.
Let me tell you something. Sooner or later, you know what we do we've been doing these stories for what? My entire time I've been in the truth. Sooner or later, we have to say, maybe these are not rogue cops who are making mistakes. Maybe this is policing. Maybe this is on purpose. Because this cop just said, the minute I walk into your house, I own your house. Your house belongs to him. That is the mind of the devil, our oppressor. It's his house. He stepped into your house with no warrant. The house belongs to him. Also, brothers and sisters, if a cop knocks on your door, talk to him through the window. Do not open your door.
Right.
Because if you open your door, a cop is going to put his foot in between your door, and then you cannot shut it because, of course, you could shut it. It's your right, but he will get justification to arrest you because he will say you assaulted him by shutting the door on his foot. So this is what you have to do. Don't open the door. You look at him through the door, through the window, and you say, what do you want? That door. Because the minute you open it, he's going to put his foot in your door. And then he's going to say, I own your house. Your house belongs to me now. Play it again for everyone. Play it again.
Back
Tell your
up.
dogs about. I'm telling
This
you
is my home.
that now that I'm inside your house, I own your house
No,
right
you
now.
do not.
Yes, I can.
Okay, then back the
I'm
out
not
of my
gonna
house.
back up.
You do not have the right to be inside my
I'm
house.
not
I will
gonna back
talk
up.
to you outside.
Back up and talk to her outside. No.
You don't have a warrant. No, don't talk to them.
You don't have
You do not
to.
have
Let
a
me tell
warrant
you-
to be inside. I will talk to you outside.
You want?
Officer, I will
I
talk to
am
you
not
outside.
gonna step outside your house.
You do not have a
We're
warrant
gonna
to be
talk
inside
right
of my house.
I'm not inside your house. Okay.
You're inside of my house.
Let me tell you why I'm right here.
Because you walked in.
No, because they opened the door and ran from me.
And
That's
I'm
why.
telling you, I am the
Okay, and I'm
adult here.
telling
This
you.
Stop right there. there. The brother said they learned from Christopher Columbus. Right? They walk into your house and think they own it. This cop is wrong. He's lying. What he's doing is illegal. But that is something that you'll have to work out with a judge later on. He will still arrest you. You will still go to jail, and you will still need a lawyer, even though they're going to dismiss the case anyway because he's wrong. What you need to understand is his mind. His mind. He is an animal. He's an animal, and he is insecure. He never feels big enough. He never feels strong. If I didn't know better, I'd think that his penis was extremely tiny and little. Because when you have sometimes when white men have a very small penis and they can't bring their wife to orgasm, they have to go home. They have to go to work and find different ways to feel like a man. So they walk in your door and say, I own this house. This is my house. I own this house, because they feel small when they're home because their wife had an orgasm in 15 years. And because of that, they feel very tiny and they feel very small, and they need to find a way to feel like a man. So they're going to drag you out of your car. They're going to drag you out of your car so that they can feel like they're a man, because they're very tiny and small and they have very insignificant sexual members. Everyone understands.
Okay.
That's their mind. That's how they think. That's why they hate the people from Haiti. They're an animal who has no grace, no sophistication. They're ignorant, and they're terrible hosts to people that they invite into their homes. Don't you understand? The Haitians were invited into America. They were invited here. Like Donald Trump acts like he doesn't know where all these Haitians come from. They were invited here to work in the factory and to go to church. They went to Haiti and they told them, come to America. We have a job for you. They did the same thing with the tribe of Judah. They went to the South at the end of the Civil War and they said, come to New York, come to Chicago, come to St. Louis, come to Philadelphia. The Black people were invited to these cities. And then when we got here, they act like they didn't want us here. They invited us here. They asked for us to come here. You're doing that to the Haitians. You're doing that to them. Why? Because you're so insecure and you're so small and you have to abuse people to feel strong. Let me tell you something. God is the protector of the poor. God is the last refuge of the afflicted and the abused. And God is going to absolutely defend Haiti. God is absolutely going to defend Venezuela. God is going to defend the tribe of Judah. God is going to defend the people that you offend. God is going to help the people that you think have no help. I pray you understand.
Damn right.
That warrior, are we good to go here?
So, brother in the room had a quick question.
Come on.
Shalaki, yes, sir. Always good to see you, as always. Khan. There would be a consequence if you were to address that rogue officer in assault and such. So address situations in a godly way, in a proper way.
Absolutely.
When I first time I seen that video, if I may, the first immediate thought that came to my head was a very, very popular scene in the movie 300. When the guy came and he stood in front of that real big, large hole. But I know there's a better way now.
Yeah. But I totally understand.
Totally, sir. Salakia, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Were you finished? Please continue.
When that officer said, "I own your house," that struck the chord, and I thought of 300.
Give him a hand. I totally understand. Listen, that's because you're a man. That's because you're a man, and that piece of garbage wants to provoke your manhood. But let me tell you something now. He wants to provoke your manhood. But let me tell you something. Don't worry about that. Because in the end, that same filthy animal will be in court begging you not to sue. That's what'll happen. He'll be begging you. Don't worry about that. This is what you do. If a cop puts his foot in your door, do not shut the door on his foot. Don't slam the door on his foot. Just stand there. That's all. And this is the most important thing. Say, I'm not answering any of your questions because of my lawyer's counsel. Don't answer. Don't talk to him. Do not talk to a cop. Right? A cop is going to say, you have to talk to me. You better talk to me or you're going to jail. You say, at my lawyer's advice, I am not answering any questions. And you just stand there while he has his foot in your door. You do nothing. He's going to be talking and threatening and trying to scare you. And you just stand there. And that's that. And eventually he'll have to leave because he will see that he is not able to convince you to incriminate yourself, which is what a cop is trying to do. A cop is trying to get you to commit a crime. That's the big misunderstanding about police. You think police are trying to stop crime. Police are trying to get you to commit a crime. They want you to do it. He's putting his foot in your door because he wants you to slam his foot in your door. He wants you to do it. He wants you to commit a crime. Also in Florida, right? That Tyreek Hill in Florida. Matter of fact, look this up right now. Look up in Florida, if a cop tells you to roll down your window, do you have to roll it down? And then tell me what the law is in New York. Do it right now.
Sir, it says drivers are required to roll down their windows in Florida.
So now we know. Tyreek Hill didn't know this. But in Florida, if a cop tells you to roll down your window, you do not have a choice. You have to roll it down. Give me the law in New York.
It says you are not required to roll your window all the way down.
In New York, you do not have to roll your window down. This is something you have to learn. And it's so sick on one hand, because the training that black men will receive from fathers on how to not be killed by a cop, that is the only training that anyone will receive, because a cop will never be trained on how to be more professional and how to de-escalate when it comes to people. When it comes to an interaction between you and a cop, you're the one who has to get the training, because a cop does not get the training, which makes no fucking sense. Why is it that I have to teach my son how to keep your hands on the steering wheel, roll down your window if you're in Florida? I have to train my son on how not to get killed by a cop. But the police are not trained on how not to kill my son. Why is that? Why do I have to do the training? He's the cop. He's getting paid. It's his job. But instead, since slavery, black men have to train each other on what to do when you interact with a police officer, when it should be that police are trained on what to do when they interact with blacks and Hispanics. They're not trained. So the only one that will receive training is you. You teach your child what to do. You teach your son what to do when a cop pulls him over. If he's in Florida, he has to pull the window down. If he's in New York, he does not have to pull the window down. If a cop puts his foot in your door, do not slam your door on his foot. Do not let him in your house either. Do not talk to a cop. Do not do anything. Do not reach for your gun if you're a licensed firearm carrier. Still, do not move to reach for your ID. If you tell a cop you have a gun, don't reach. I have a gun. I'm informing you of it, and I'm not going to reach for anything. You have to train your sons how to not get killed by a cop, because cops are not trained to not kill. Do you understand? I pray. With that, I believe I'm going to pass the class over to cross the line. Give him a hand to do this, Espanol.
Just real quick, sir, if I could. Captain Mawakwa said the commanding general Yohana will be sending men to Springfield, Ohio this weekend to connect with our Haitian brothers and sisters.
Sac passe. Is that good enough, Levi? What should I say? What's the orale of a patois? What's the that's right of patois, Levi?
He stepped out, sir.
Huh?
He stepped out, sir.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, well, no, sac passe. Take that, all right? All right. Un momento. Nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos 1 Oeste Calle 125, Harlem, Nueva York. Desde 1969, debajo del mando de General Yohana Canales. Esta es la verdad. Si tú eres hombre hispano, negro o indio nativo, tú eres Israel, el pueblo elegido. El pueblo elegido. God damn it, I lost it. El pueblo elegido. Tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa. One second. Pero su iglesia es culpable de todo lo que nos están pasando. Órale. See you out there in California. Lord allow, I'll get down to New York before California. If I can, I'll absolutely be there after California. Back home in Harlem, Jerusalem, for water to Houston, Texas. Give Houston a hand. Give Milwaukee a hand. Give Atlanta the Brave a hand. And please make sure you recognize Harlem, New York, where the truth was born. Jerusalem. With that, adios. Nos vamos.
Sir, pass class over to Officer Sha'al.
Clap it up for the class. Men of Israel are Mariam, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amadiam Shabbat, Amadiam, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah. Yajbatah, which means hands down. Saw, face sisters. Sisters, Amadiam, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadiam Shabbat, Amadiam, Barak, Yahweh Shemaratah Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yajbatah, which means hands down. Class dismissed.
Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Barakatah. To the brothers, Shalom, Shema, Thabah, Shemiel, Shah. To the sisters, with the Isupk side, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And today's the Sabbath service. We'll go ahead and get started. So, first thing we gotta do is go this morning. How you saying Hebrew? What's your Imagine needs to stand just a minute up there. Who's taking the shots?
La Yasharala, which means to Israel.